Hi there. Thanks for taking the time to check out Posicovidity Stories, featuring individuals and organizations bringing solutions to the broader community during COVID-19 and beyond. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us today. So nice to have you guys on Posicovidity Stories. Would you mind introducing yourselves and telling us a little bit more about Livelyhood?
Hi, my name is Justin. I am a rising second year at Harvard Business School. Prior to that, I was in consumer banking and I worked on new product development for our digital products and features. We founded Livelyhood at the beginning of March when things started to get real during the pandemic.
Hi, everyone. I'm Merrill. I'm a classmate of Justin's at HBS. Before business school, I was working at Google in a variety of business roles in California and New York. I was one of the co-founders with Justin of Livelihood back in March. And our vision was basically to build a safe and simple platform that connects healthy volunteers with elderly and immunocompromised individuals who need help running errands during the pandemic.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how Livelihood works and some of the progress you guys have made today?
Yeah, so the way that it works is that we've built a two-sided platform. On one side of the platform, volunteers come and they register with their preferences and their information, like how frequently they'd like to volunteer and their location, as well as how far they'd be willing to travel. And then on the other side of the platform, members of the local community who need help with getting access to essential resources like food and medicine come and they sign up and they request assistance. And what we do in the back end is that we have a matching algorithm and a texting integration so that we are automatically texting available and nearby volunteers to match those individuals with need with people who could be helping make those deliveries for them. And once a volunteer claims a delivery errand, they're provided with the information about how to make that delivery. They reach out, they get in contact, and they help make that delivery.
How much impact have you guys made in the community so far? How many people have been on the platform?
Yeah, so I think our impact is actually twofold. What we've done is, in terms of getting demand generation, what we've done is on one end, we have organic growth. So we're going out, we're marketing our services and allowing people to just come directly to our site to volunteer or to request our services. But what we've actually done in terms of getting more impact is we've reached out to partner organizations. So organizations that are already embedded in the community, already know those members that are at risk or in need, and growing through them. And that's actually been where we've seen most of our growth. So these are organizations like food pantries, or social services organizations that are already in touch with these types of members of the community. And we found that this is a much less disruptive way to make an impact. This is something we can get into later, but one of our things and one of our learnings has been how to make an impact without disrupting or displacing a lot of the existing services. And I think in responding to a crisis, that's incredibly important.
What are some of the other lessons that you've learned through this process of building Livelihood?
Just kind of, it's been a really good reminder of the importance of speed. I think when we came out of the gate, we saw this as an opportunity. And we know that there's other people who work in this space, like there are paid solutions, there are other free solutions, there were other people running at it. But we thought that there would be value to getting to market quickly and providing some level of automation. A lot of what we saw was that there was basically kind of Google Forms with a Squarespace in front of it. And we were concerned that kind of would potentially limit the ability to support scale. So we really tried to build something automated as quickly as possible. And I think a big learning of that was just kind of stripping down what you need to the bare bones and not getting hung up on kind of superfluous features and being really rigorous around scoping. So I think that was a really interesting learning for both of us, especially coming from more polished, bigger organizations used to shipping more complete products. I'm getting comfortable shipping something that really just did the basics of what we needed.
I think the flip side of that is we've also learned the need for hyper-localized solutions. And I think that tension of building with tech and building for scale, but also hyper-localization and community is a tension we're trying to really solve for. Because I think on the volunteer side, yes, you can build for scale, yes, you can market for scale, but on the demand generation or the request side of actually utilizing the service to get access, you definitely need community-based solutions. That's why I think working with these community-based organizations and growing through them is so important, because if you don't understand the community that you're trying to serve, I think one, there's a lot of skepticism, and two, you're not going to reach the people that are most in need of your service. So at the same time that we've built a thing that can scale quickly, there's also, I think, we've not really seen a national winner-take-all platform sort of like win the market so far. It's been very much the rise of localized solutions. Like, I think in New York, there's a solution that's really taken hold there. In San Francisco, there's a solution that's really taken hold there. And our goal for now is to be the solution that takes hold in Boston.
Given that COVID doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon, what are your aspirations for Livelyhood over the next 3 to 6 months?
One thing that was like a core thesis of us building this product was that vulnerable communities were basically going to have to shelter in place until the vaccine was ready. And I think that thesis has been pretty validated, unfortunately, by what's been happening in the community. So I continue to believe that there will be a need that exists.
Just kind of wrapping up here, if someone in a community that doesn't have a solution like this wanted to start something like this, what advice would you give them?
I honestly think at this point, I would encourage you to try to partner with either Livelyhood or another solution out there, because I think there's the architecture actually does take a lot of work to build. And there are a lot of good organizations out there who have kind of laid that foundation. So but that being said, like to Justin's point, like the architecture is very much just step one. Like in order for this marketplace essentially to exist, you really need someone kind of pounding the pavement and making sure people are accessing it from both sides.
That's fair. Thank you both so much for taking the time. We really appreciated it.